Today, we're going on a bit of a journey. We're going to explore a completely different kind of prosperity, one that's older, deeper, and way more stable than just having a lot of money. We're about to dig into an ancient secret that might just change everything you think you know about what it means to be abundant.
So let's start with a big question. What if our constant chase for more money, more security, more stuff, is actually based on a huge misunderstanding of how the universe really works? And look, this isn't just some abstract philosophical question. It gets right to the heart of the stress and anxiety so many of us feel about our finances and our future. And you know what? This feeling of being on edge about money, it's not new at all. This quote from the ancient text we're looking at shows that the unpredictable nature of wealth has been a problem for, well, a very long time. We see it all around us, don't we? Really smart people struggling, while fortunes are won and lost overnight. It tells us that wealth can be incredibly fickle, like trying to hold on to water. So, if the usual path just leads to more anxiety, where do we even begin to look for an answer? Well, we're going to turn to an ancient source, a kind of cosmic secret hidden inside a sacred hymn called the Sri Suktam. This is going to be our guide to understanding a completely different law of prosperity. So this guide is the Sri Suktam. It's a short series of 15 verses from the Rig Veda, which is one of the oldest spiritual texts in the world. But here's the thing, it's not just a prayer, think of it more like a map. It's a guide to aligning ourselves with the very source of splendor in the universe, a principle that it calls Sri. So who or what is Sri exactly? The hymn presents Sri not as some goddess sitting on a cloud, but as something way more fundamental. It's the cosmic nature, the conscious, creative, pulsing energy that brings everything we see around us into existence. It's pretty much the engine of creation itself. The source tells us that, just like in a home, the true ruler in creation is this nurturing, creative mother principle. It's not some distant, passive thing. It's the active intelligence behind all of existence. So the big question is, how do we get in sync with a force that powerful?
Well, the hymn gives us our first crucial key, and honestly, it's a real game changer. It suggests that aligning with this cosmic flow isn't about what you do, but who you are. It says the real currency of the universe isn't money, it's virtue.
Okay, so on the one hand, you've got the world's logic, right? Get smarter, get stronger, get more powerful. But the Sri Suktam just flips that whole idea on its head. It argues that stable, lasting prosperity, the kind that doesn't just vanish overnight, isn't drawn to raw talent or power. It's drawn to your character. It's attracted to virtue.
And this isn't just a friendly suggestion, The text frames this as the only way to really secure the favor of this creative cosmic energy. The critical point here is that our inner state, who we are on the inside, directly determines our outer abundance. Just stop and think about that for a second. This means that someone with a ton of integrity, but maybe less raw talent, will actually end up more successful and stable than a brilliant but unvirtuous person. As the source text explains, victory ultimately belongs to the virtuous because that's who the cosmic energy chooses to align with. Okay, so if virtue is the currency, what's the system? How does it all work? Well, the second key principle of the Sri Suktam is what we can call the law of giving. This totally reframes wealth from something you have to something that flows through you. The hymn uses this really beautiful metaphor for this. It calls it the moon principle, or Chandram. I mean, think about it. The moon doesn't have any light of its own, right? Its whole job is to receive the sun's light and just reflect it, to distribute it. The text says we're supposed to be like the moon, channels for abundance, not containers for it. This whole cosmic flow thing works in 3 simple steps. First, you have to be open to receiving abundance, whether that's money, an opportunity, or even an idea. Second, you only hold onto it for a little while, understanding that hoarding what you get only leads to suffering. And third, and this is the most important part, you distribute it. Your job is to pass it on for the benefit of others, which keeps that cosmic flow moving. This one line just sums it up perfectly. It's a really profound shift in how we think. Everything you receive, your skills, your income, your knowledge, it comes to you with a built-in purpose, to be shared, to be given away. That is how you stay in the cosmic flow. All right, so what does all this mean for us, like right now in our daily lives? Let's pull these ancient ideas together and see how they completely redefine our modern idea of what wealth even is. What this ancient wisdom is really offering us is a complete mindset makeover. We're invited to move from a focus on accumulation and hoarding to a focus on flow and distribution.
We shift from seeking external power and luck to cultivating our internal character and virtue. And maybe most importantly, we get to trade that state of anxious possession for one of just graceful participation in a cosmic exchange.
And really, this is the heart of it all. The Sri Suktam teaches that true, unshakable prosperity isn't something you can count. It's a quality of your being. It's the wealth of your virtue. And it's measured by how much of that cosmic energy you allow to flow through you to benefit the world.
So, that leaves us with one last and pretty powerful question to think about. If your real wealth is defined not by what you keep, but by what you distribute, what is the most valuable thing you have to give? What unique talent or kindness can you put into that cosmic flow? The answer to that? Well, that just might be the key to your own true prosperity.